So hello everybody. So today we are talking about another movie of Gaspar Noé, which I made a review some maybe 1 year ago about Irreversible, and I'm in this new location which is in Spain, where I'm living currently. And so I decided to watch another movie of Gaspar Noé, which became one of my favorite directors. After that, I saw Irreversible. So before Irreversible, I saw Soul Contre 2, and what else? I didn't see Enter the Void, and actually now is the only movies I saw is Sul Contre 2 Irreversible. But after having seen Irreversible, which is now one of my favorite movies, I decided I need to watch all of his movies. But I want to watch them when I'm ready to watch them and when I feel like watching them, because they're not easy movies and they should not be watched like just to pass the time. So Climax. Climax is the movie of 2018, and I was very attracted by the plot, which you can see on Wikipedia. And it's talking about a group of people, dancers, who during a party they are leaving the effects of LSD or any other substance. We are not sure if it is LSD, and this is bringing them to do crazy actions, and we will see what happens. So as the title says, we are expecting, of course, something crazy happening and a rhythm that is increasing minute by minute. So why I like Gaspar Noé and why I loved this movie too, as the others I saw. I love the way he's filming, the way he moves the camera. So differently from other movies, the director is present in the movie. Like he's like another actor of the movie. Also, if we don't see him, because the camera is moving, so we constantly notice the presence of the director there. But this is cool because it looks like we are there with him, and we are and with the camera movements he's using, we are able to really feel the emotions and the feelings and the craziness that are living the characters in this movie, because this movie is quite crazy as all the movies of Gaspar Noé. Um, he's talking about a group of dancers that are presented at the beginning through a television. So there is an interview made to them, and we see through a television the interview made to them, and already we start to understand that something is gonna happen, because they start to talk about drugs, they talk about sex, they talk about being let's say open to do anything for becoming famous and stuff like this. I think the only reason why the presentation of the characters has been done in this way is because so we are seeing them through our television, and around the television there are a lot of DVDs with a lot of movies uh, that are the ones that inspired Gaspar Noé. So in these movies we can, so it's nice, it's funny, because if you are really an expert of cinema, which I'm not, but who is more expert than me for sure, will be able to check the DVDs, the titles, and maybe recognize the quote that he made refer to this title. So I remember there is a Salò of Pasolini, and there is also Suspiria of Dario Argento, many others, mainly horror movies, or yeah, horror movies. In fact, this Climax is a sort of drama, but I can consider it also an horror. There are very scenes that are really horror, and also the way the camera is moved refers to horror, although there is no supernatural, nothing supernatural, and the horror is only the mind of the characters and what is happening in their mind. The movie is extremely interesting for the photography, the way the camera is moved. But I have to say that if you are not really into these things, so not noticing, not caring too much about the photography or the camera movements, you will be bored probably at the beginning, because the first 20 minutes is just the camera filming these dancers dancing in different ways. So sometimes they talk, sometimes they dance. There is a lot of dance scenes, which usually are boring for me, these scenes, but in this case no, because of the photography. The floor where they are dancing is red. It looks like it's made of blood or flesh. So all the place itself already, where they are, the actors, the dancers, it's really creepy. I don't know what is it. It's the house of the organizer of this party, because actually yeah, the dancers are trying since I don't know 3 months their scene, and now they are doing a party to celebrate. they don't know very well each other, and the relationship between each other is a bit not weird, but it's like people they don't know each other. So there is some people are talking about having sex with some of the girls in the group. Some others are talking about the boys in the group. Someone is saying, "Oh, I'm in love with that person," and so on. So it's a group of people that don't know very well each other. This will create a very some dynamics, interesting dynamics later. During the party, they are drinking sangria, but this sangria, as we notice after with the characters, we discover with the characters, is has been mixed with some drugs, hallucinatory drugs. So in this probably LSD. So the movie is about the trip that these dancers are gonna have. The trip is not is not a good trip at all. It's a bad trip for everybody. Everybody is like yeah, is living the nightmares of their head, but in real life. So now the characters are really different from each other. There are some people that are speaking about raping, some others are speaking about violence in general, some others are speaking about love. We see some of them suffering a lot. We see some of them being violent with others, verbally and physically, and so we see an increasing level of violence, physical and mental, in the place where the dancers are, and so the rhythm is really making your heart beat. So it's very important to watch this movie, not stopping and not distracting yourself. Otherwise, you lose the effect, you lose the meaning of the movie. So the rhythm that Gaspar Noé wanted to create, and so on. So the movie is, again, as I said, is a movie based more on the way it's filmed, the photography, the scenes, the effect you can have in your head, more than the plot. The plot is very basic. Some group of people taking LSD without knowing, and so I don't know what else to say. So Gaspar Noé is a director you should discover absolutely. I would say he's an extreme director. So you can call it a director of the extreme cinema. Although Climax, there are not so many scenes that are extreme, but there at least one scene where there are between two girls in a room. For me, was really, I mean, he gave me a lot of bad feelings. Was really violent in my opinion, as it was violent the scene of the raping in Irreversible, or the scene with the extinctor in Irreversible. So that kind of violence. Also, the way of filming is very similar to the first 20 minutes of Irreversible. So with the camera moving and turning, because the camera is turning a lot everywhere. It's also going upside down, and that's why the effect is like the same effect of an horror movie. There is nothing more to say because the plot is this one. You just have to see this movie, and after having this scene Climax, I definitely need to see Enter the Void. I forgot to mention that I also saw Love of Gaspar Noé recently, and also that one was really amazing. I noted that he used a lot of red lights, so the photography used in his movies is quite similar. Love is more traditional movie, let's say. There is not so many strange camera effects of moving, like in Irreversible or in Climax, and probably also in Enter the Void. And also Love is a movie I suggest. It made me have feelings at the end, so I even cried a bit. So Gaspar Noé, that's why is a director is able to provoke always something in you, which could be, but unfortunately, the feelings that he's giving to you are always, or of anger, or of sadness, or anyway, are never positive feelings, in my opinion. So you have to be ready if you want to watch a movie of Gaspar Noé. So I spoke a lot, 9 minutes. Usually do videos much shorter. Anyway, you go to see Climax and let me know.